Hello everybody, welcome back to Dren 608, playing Unconditional Surrender. If you like what you see, hit the thumbs up button. If you really like what you see, go ahead and subscribe and hit the notify button. You'll be notified when I upload videos and or schedule streams. We were in July of 1944, was where we were going to pick up. I know it's been a long time since I've done any streaming for Unconditional Surrender. I had another project that I was working on, and real life took the rest of my free time. So I'm back here. I'm going to try and get through this here in the month of September. I'm going to try and conclude this, so there'll be several streams coming, maybe 2 or 3 a week until I get through the end of this. As a quick recap, for those of you that's been away a long time, the Soviets, excuse me, the Soviets have been pushing through the winter of 44, haven't gotten very far, but last turn they did some pretty good pushes in June, and now we will find out if the gambit works. The Western Allies, even though I'm playing myself and I know better than this, but I fell into the trap. I didn't realize my time. I really only have like 12 turns left to conquer Germany because Germany has 78 will. So we are, the entire British Army is committed to the Middle East. We have the 8th Army running around here facing the 2nd German Panzer. The 2nd Army had kicked the Turks out. We have a garrison over here trying to deal with this Turkish garrison unit to try and hang on to Basra for as long as possible just because of the extra +2. But Germany right now is at full production. So even if they start losing a factory every turn, net-wise, or every other turn or however it works out, they're still going to have plenty of production points. Right now they have like 42 or something. We'll see when we get to there. So we're starting off with the declare war phase. We're not going to declare war on any of these things at this point. In June of 44, the Allies, as you can see, they're still hanging on outside of Gibraltar. This is to limit the Italian fleet somewhat. But I have way too much committed. I have 1 American and 3 British armies committed in the Mediterranean, which means the only thing that's happening in France is straight up American armies. And with 1 aircraft being in the south, that means the American Air Force is also somewhat limited on what it can do. That's why I have this bomber. Rather than bombing Germany, it is actually going to be turning themselves into tactical bombers to help me try and hang on to everything I've got here. So no declarations of war. The Germans do have 40 production points. So, you know, that's a lot for July of 44. I was trying to remember what I needed to do. The Italians are just sort of hanging on. The Allies will probably do some damage to them this turn. Whether they can take Italy out of the war or not to the Germans is actually immaterial at this point, because they have enough ground units that they can do something here. What Germans have to do is contain people in the east. So Romania only has 1 point. They're going to need it. They're going to need to move at least 2 people. The Finns might get somebody flipped over. And the Soviets aren't really pushing in Finland because time. We don't have time to play around up there. We've only got three fair weather turns for sure, and we really need to push on towards Germany because with that many will points for the Germans, we're going to basically have to take every city. So the Germans really aren't going to... Oh, they're going to give another one to Yugoslavia because they've got a bunch of units here in the east that they have 2 units in the east. I want to save 1 for possible defense things. What have we got destroyed? We only lost 1 German garrison so far. in the build queue. I've got the first para coming down here to help shore up the defenses along the Dnieper River here. We've been doing pretty good in the north. We're going to have to probably fall back a little bit, I think, to straighten out our line. Give us a halfway decent defensive line here. I think that's it for the Germans. We go into production. We go into here. The Russians only have 1 partisans. They're really going to probably need it to force some kind of a breakthrough here in the east. So they're not going to commit theirs. The Germans are only at 1 lost factory, so they're not going to commit their submarines. So +4 to +3 against this in the Soviets' favor. And wow, a 6-1 split. So the Soviets actually lost a factory. What an inopportune time to do that. And the same thing applies with the Allies. They're going to need this partisans probably to take out, to try and open up the French front. So they're going to leave that for that purpose. And the Germans, again, they're only at 1 lost factory, and the Allies are only at +2. So the Germans are at +5 to +2. They should be okay. And yeah, okay. So Germans will be at 42 next turn, I believe, for productions. So yeah, we are doing okay. Strategic move for the Germans. Not really sure what to try and do here. We got to play games with the German line here. That's going to cost me production points to pretty much do. Is there anything I needed to do down in the Mediterranean? No. Because he can't get away. The Italians just want to make the Americans spend time and resources down here. Spanish are happy where they're at. Nope, I think we're done. Think we're done. I don't think we really have a... Because this guy here, he can't actually strategically move anywhere because of Vichy being in play. So he's going to actually have to leave Bordeaux and move up here so he can get himself in supply. Yeah, we're kind of nowhere and everywhere. Because I don't have any surprise attack markers, so the Germans don't actually have to... The Axis does not have to worry about invasions for a few turns. So they're going to be doing things here. Yeah, I think we're going to say we're done with the Axis. Now, and, you know, the Allies could, like, strategically redeploy Patton, like, all the way to next to Paris, but then they just get cut off out of supply and taken down. I don't have... Got my reinforcements sitting in ports to be picked up and put back into France. And I don't have... Yeah, I think that's it for the West. I'm not sure if I had one for the Soviets, if I needed to put anything anywhere. Soviets are pretty good too. Okay, so that's that. So on to the Axis operations phase. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go see if we can't kick the Allies out of Brittany as much as possible. So we've got most of our troops, most of our tools here. This is sort of an example of why... Dang it! I wish it would quit popping windows up on me. This is kind of why the Axis have their aircraft sort of committed to the west. Since the Allies are completely spread out all over the place, their concentration of air power is not nearly as great as it should be. So we're actually going to call in the clans here. And we're going to abandon Norway for the moment. Fly to France. And we're actually going to give up on the bombing campaign a bit. Well, we don't need to necessarily move him yet. Okay. So, this has been saved for this very purpose. We're going to play the German surprise attack marker. Right here. Okay. And then we're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I only get one attack here. With this armored unit, but I want to make it a really good attack. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take this airplane. Well, that's what we'll do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So both American fighters can get here. He has a lot of bombers. So he would be 3, 4, 5. Put the paratrooper on him, he'd be a 3. Okay, so we're not going to actually try to do in the American airplanes quite yet. What we're going to do is I have an airplane here. We're going to go ahead and risk our airdrop marker on the Nantes thing. And then we're going to take this armored unit. And he can go here and attack. He only has one movement point left after attacking. And then we're going to attack with the third Luft. Who's this? That's the 5th. That's the 3rd. So we're going to attack with the 3rd. So now I'm +8. And the best that he can do is he can like send in a fighter, make himself a +3. Now he's isolated because of the positioning of all my troops here. So I have a ridiculously good plus. So we're going to see if this works for the Axis. So everybody's committing everything they can. What the heck? We did commit. Now he's a +1 and I'm a +2 because of the surprise attack marker, so I'm going to save the jets. So this is a +1, so we each took a sortie from the cat. And then I had a 12, a 4-1 split was enough to just eliminate Patton altogether. So he's gone. So he'll take the hex, forcing these things to retreat. So the convoy, I'm just going to have him go back to Edinburgh. And I'm going to have the 12th Fleet go there too, because they need to be there to transport things if I survive. And I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm happy right where I'm at. All right, now the Yugoslav is going to, this is why I gave an extra point to the Yugoslavs. He's actually going to move here and call for an assault. this German infantry is going to call for an assault. But they're not going to resolve first. What we're going to do is we're going to take this Panzer, and he's going to get 2 attacks at Brest. It's an isolated defender again, and we're going to throw in our airplane. The Allies will throw in, their best aircraft. So he's +5 to my +8. And we confirm the attack, and everybody commits. And this time I'm actually going to use jets so that I'm a +3 to his 0, and I'm trying to make his airplane not get in. So that's why I'm throwing in my jets here. And I only got a DR2, so I didn't get my DD. So he got in, but I still managed to get a 14 to a 9, which is a retreat, which is what I needed. And I still have another attack, so I'm going to attack him again with the armored unit. Throw in the only airplane I can. He'll throw in his best aircraft. But at -2, the best he can get is a DR2 on me. And we commit. Commit. And I got lucky on him. And I basically have kicked him off the continent. Actually, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I should have let the infantry unit just assault into the empty hex and move the armor back. But okay, it works. So now he has to retreat. And this convoy will just go back to here. Okay. Then I have 1 movement point left. I might as well move out of there. I'll let these guys... Then I'll resolve this assault. Oh, I have to end that move. I will resolve this assault and just have the German unit move back into Brest. Okay. And there you have it. That's how you repel things. Now, to make sure that I keep my production up, my problem is that I'm running out of... I don't have to worry about, if you look at the turn here, October is when he's going to be able to reinvade. Just a little late in the game to be coming into France, but I'm not going to be able to rebuild my surprise attack marker most likely before the end of the game with the Germans. So I'm not going to be able to do that again. Okay? So at this point we are we're just going to try and limit his bombing campaign a little bit, but actually we're just going to try and sail this guy back to Amsterdam. I love that it flies over England to get to Amsterdam. The pathing on this is just hilarious sometimes. And then he's going to go ahead and just go sit in Stavanger just because he can. Gives me my +1 back. And now this airplane is going to start heading east. Because his aircraft really can't hurt me because he has nothing on the continent there. And I need to get aircraft over here for the rest of the summer because the Soviet Air Force is going to make a huge difference. Now, my aircraft won't really be there to help me in July, but they might be able to help me come August, when I might be able to actually intervene in some of his counter-air type stuff. So that's that. I still have an airplane kind of defending central Germany. Oh, this one always just goes and hits Bomber Command. Ooh, I got lucky. Wasn't expecting that. Well, then he'll go ahead and hit... that Air Force, the bomber Air Force, because why not? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. I was just hoping to get another sortie on him. So he's got 6, 7, 8 sorties total in bombing, but he's going to have to go through this airplane a couple times, so he's probably not going to get that many hits off. He's going to get a few in, but not that many. Like I said, right now the German Air Force has to kind of come over and try and stem the tide here in the east. And then that's what we're looking at here. Stemming the tide in the east is going to come down to, he has a very weak infantry unit here. So we're going to be doing a German infantry shuffle, I think. I'm going to have these Italian move back here. See, with the Russian air at full strength like this, I can't really mount an offensive like I'd like to. In fair weather like this, you hope to, and this may happen in September, what you're trying to do is you pick out like the Guards tanks armies and or the shock armies, and you just like attack them like once or twice, just trying to get them to flip. Get a really good attack, flip one of them, because those are his offensive units. And if you can chop those things up a bit, then you have a chance of, making a difference. So he's going to become backline. He does have a surprise attack marker, so I have to leave this guy here. He's going to go here. Do not want the armored unit in front, actually. Do I? I don't think I really want the armored unit in front. This German garrison, it will die, but I can just have him sit there. Oh, done with the Italian. So this Yugoslav needs to pull back to like here. We're going to put the German garrison unit in there. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to put a German infantry unit here. Put a German infantry unit there. And we're going to do some shenanigans here. Not real shenanigans, but sort of a trying to slow down his offensive through the center here. Oh, I could do it that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He could come down here. Just going to let him do a major attack this way. So I need to be able to hold him off. Maybe I don't want to do that. Interesting problems. Interesting problems. Maybe I don't want to move that infantry unit out of there. Where did he come from? He came from up there. Let's think about this. I do have to do something to slow down his offensive. I'm not thinking that I'm going to be able to stop him cold, but I have to come up with a way to slow him down to let my other infantry unit get into the north here. I'm going to send Blaslov to hold the forest. I'm going to send this guy down to here. So I could send that guy That might be the way to do it. All right, so if I send the second to here, and I back the 14th up to here, and I take this German infantry and put him here, and I put this Vasilov goes here, actually. Yeah, Vasilov goes there. And this guy goes into that mountain hex. Okay, where am I at? I'm at 27 points. I still have to move around in the south. Okay. This guy, he could get all the way to there. That's an interesting thought. Okay. So I'm going to do some more moves here. I think we're going to put this German infantry over here. I'm going to put the 7th there. I'm going to put the 1st para here. So I have problems down here. I don't really have the physical number of units to do this with. So the south is going to kind of break. So we kind of got to be careful how we set up our line. I'm wondering if I should just back it up to be straight line and just have to deal with him breaking through. I'd rather have the German armor to be behind. What have I got left for the Yugoslavs? I only got 1 point left for the Yugoslavs. I have 2 points left for the Romanians. So you can stay there. I shouldn't have given one to the Romanians. Should have saved that point for the Germans. Okay, so, yeah, boy, howdy. So I'm wondering if I should do it like this. This guy here. This guy here. This guy here. I really want to put an infantry unit there and put the armored unit back here. Would leave a gap here. Yeah, I think I'd rather do that. So I'm going to get down to like 19 points for the Germans. I'm going to put this armored unit. I want him here. I'm going to move the dang Italians. Italians, you're in my way. So we're going to put the Italians here. Put the German armored unit here. And we're going to move this German infantry unit into there. I have no idea if this is a... It's not a good defensive line, but it's enough to slow them down in July. Then I'm going to rail a German armored out of France is going to come over here in August. And then probably I will shift troops down south again and pull back in the north. in August. At least that's the plan. All right. I still have 20 points left with the Germans. I could, move this armored unit around if I wanted to. I don't see any point to it. It's doing its job just by sitting there. I mean, I could move it back to here in the hopes of pulling, but I can't afford to bring back the Italian fleet. So I'm thinking I'm just going to let him die on the vine, so to speak. Put him in low supply this turn, and then hopefully he can go to no supply and not die. Okay, so we're done. That's pretty much it. The Italians can't do much of anything with their troops where they're at. They've only got 10 points left. They want to be able to bring down this airplane and then, maybe do these two things here. So that's what we're going to do. We're done. We're not going to be declaring war. I'm going to leave the elimination phase just in case I get into a situation where I can eliminate something that I need to. So I'm not going to skip that part. So first we do this, supply everybody that we can supply. And then we check what we've got to do. This guy gets supplied through Ankara. That's all he can do. And this guy can only go through Helsinki. So this guy can't be supplied. So he's just going to die. I have a Romanian that can't be supplied? Oh, I screwed up. Oh, that's right. This Romanian can't be supplied here. That's the point I was going to move it. Okay. Undo. 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 I don't know if I can undo far enough. It's thinking about it. I don't know. So, come on, come on. We're going to try and do a reload. Trying to undo my supply turn. I don't know if I can go back far enough. There we do. I do not want to do this. Yeah, because I need to spend one Romanian point. What you do is you move this Romanian to here. Okay. What that does, he can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He can get to Sevastopol. Maybe I should just... Yeah, I'm going to give him Sevastopol. I'm going to move this Romanian as far as I can. He's going to go back and form up another part of the line. Backup line. Here. For now. Okay. So now I'm happy. Now we'll pass out. Not going to declare war. We may need to eliminate something. I'm not sure. And then we supply all without the convoy and go back through what I was just doing. There's it. This guy's got to go to no supply because he doesn't have a choice. What's my... He would go up to 3. Why is he going up to 3? What the heck is going on up here? Germany? Why would he go up to 3? Oh, because I have him and him. So I only need to do the airplane, I think. So We're going to let him go to low supply. Since he doesn't have a surprise attack marker for a couple months, I can let these two go to low supply and just supply the airplane. I think I want this armored unit back in Europe. I'm going to give up on the North Africa. Don't know if this is the right thing to do or not, but it served its purpose. It's high summer, and half the American and the entire British Army and one of the American armies are all screwing around in the Mediterranean. So it's time for me to get that armored unit out of there. Even if he moves up and kills it, I don't care. As the British, I'm not going to bother to kill it. It's obvious what he's trying to do. He's just going to let it sit there. If it sits here, fine. I mean, I can pull my armies out, and he can go wandering back and take back Suez and Cairo and stuff because I won't care. Because I have to go get everything in Germany, and he wants that tank back there. This guy has to stay in Baghdad. So all that's okay. This is the one that has to... It can be... I'm going to run this fleet. Since it's got 6 sorties, I'm just going to, do that. No, we're not going to accept somebody that has 6. We can't stop him. So, okay. And then these two we're going to supply through that convoy there. And this one gets supplied through Oslo. So we supply all, and we should be done. All right, so now it's the West. Like I said, I've screwed up. Personally, I think I've screwed this beyond being able to win. I've been kicked out of France. I mean, I can make headway here in the Mediterranean. Whoop-de-dee. I fly the airplane up here and maybe conquer Turkey. The most important one is this one here, though. I really need to go get these things so that my back door is taken care of. So I'm not going to have much of an attack here, but I'm going to go ahead and put this airplane up here. We're going to go for broke here. Since I don't have anything else, I'm going to attack here with a tank and the airplane so that we're +2 to his -4. Now you can be +2 to -3. I think I'm going to want that ground support in the Soviet Union more than I care about this. So I'm not going to spend it here. And I'm retreated, and the only good place to retreat in this case is actually to here, because then I threaten him, and then he takes this. And then he's going to go ahead and throw, he's just going to go ahead and attack it. I'm trying to get a DD. So I'll be at a 0 to his -4, so I need a 6. And I got it. I got my 6. So I'm not going to take that hex. I'm very happy where I'm at. He can't really get down here, so I'm going to head down here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So at the end of next turn, at the end of August, I will have recaptured Basra and Kuwait. And from the German standpoint, August of 44, losing those two things, that's gold, because for all that time, all of 43, I didn't have to worry about the Soviets, and for most of 44 here, since they've been in the war, I've been able to stay at like +4 to +3. So I'll only be at +1 against the Soviets. I'll still be at +3 against the Allies, Western Allies, but it's just not worth the fight. At least not to me. At this point, I'm looking at, I have to hang on for 11 turns, and at least half of those turns are going to be crappy weather. Because December, January, February are definitely bad weather. Odds are against you in October, November. At most, you'll get 1 fair in there, so that's 4 out of the 12 turns. Same thing in March, April. At most, you'll get 1 fair turn. So that might be 5. So there might be, if he can roll well in May, June, and July, he might get 8 out of like the next 12 turns being fair, which would be extremely lucky. More likely, he's going to get. He's got this turn and 2 more turns fair, and then maybe 1 in the fall and 1 of May, June will probably be fair. Or even if he gets the last 3 fair, I will have enough on the ground that I don't think he can take Germany out as the West. This is an example here, what I showed you here of what the Germans do. With a surprise attack marker and an airdrop marker, even if they were adjacent to each other, they probably still would have been kicked off the continent. It's just, it's not doable with the Soviets having been collapsed, because the German army can hold out for quite a long time, and that's like you just saw. I'm waiting for the first invasion. One of my friends and I have discussed this, in that sometimes we think that the invasion here just shouldn't happen in France. You go to someplace like Norway and the Mediterranean and hit the Germans from the north and the south and the Russians from the east and just leave France alone. I tried this to see if I could get lucky and hold off the Germans. I couldn't do it. So now I'm reduced to I have to do something in October, which will probably be, an invasion on a port up here in like Bergen or Trondheim or something. But assuming I get fair weather to be able to pull it off. But it's just too hard. Soviet collapse makes this a much easier game. Soviet collapse combined with the loss of the Middle East makes it a much easier game for the Axis to survive. We'll see how well the Soviets do over here. The West, I have to face a full-on airplane. So I guess we'll go with this bomber. Hello. Oh, I didn't hit him. It didn't hit the unit. No, I didn't hit the unit to say he's done. Okay. So that's all we're going to do here. Let's have the Americans go ahead and take this out. I could throw in my Italian aircraft here. Why not? Let's make him make me attack me twice. Yeah, you just blow them up. So I don't need to take that. Go boom, 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 and attack here with the airplane. And I get a retreat. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Couldn't get there. I think we'll just play it here. I could go into this swamp, right? But I think it's better just to make him keep coming down the road to get to Tripoli. Because, why not? That's my supply line. If I had gone here, I wouldn't have been able to supply myself next turn. But now I'm in the desert zone here, so now it's just a matter of probably moving this guy out, and then moving this guy, to defend Tripoli, and just waiting for them to inevitably take out North Africa here in the summer of '44, and then it's just going to be a matter of, again, it's just time. It's very hard for the Allies here. All right, let's go put this bomber. So first flight will be into Metz. And the Germans will go after them. Oh, they only got a 1. They rolled badly. Okay, yeah, well, we got a bombing off. Yeah, we got 1 bomb marker in there. So now we're going to take that airplane on a bombing run into Aachen. Confirm. And we're going to go after him again, +1 to -2. And there we go, we got a DD3 on him. So now he's up to 4 sorties. He's at 4 sorties, he's at 4 sorties, and Bomber Command's out of it. So right now it's +5 to +3. Did I lose a factory with the Brits? I didn't lose a factory with the Brits. So I'm trying to figure out a way to punch the Germans down some factories, and I'm just not getting through here. Although he is up to 2 sorties, so let's go ahead and try again. Now you have to make a decision with the Germans. Do you want to be able to have this guy be at 0 next turn? Or just let him go ahead and get some more bombed markers? I think I want to go one more time here. Okay, I got him. So he's at 6. So now he's going to bring this guy in. He's got 2 sorties. At this point, I'm at -1, so I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to let him have that one. So now it's +5 to +4. So they're going to try and do it +5 to +4. At this point, I don't think I want to have the extra sorties for the bombers. No, we're going to go for it because he's at low sorties. This is the one time I'll be able to get it to like +5 to +5. So confirm. And I'm not going to. I'm going to let him have it. Because his bombers are now up to 6 sorties. Yeah, it's going to be +5 to +5. I have a subs. He might have a partisans, or he'll use his ultra or whatever. So yeah, okay, I can live with that. Now the West. See, one of the reasons why I moved this armored unit here is because in Libya he can't use his partisans. Same thing applies up here in Turkey. He can't use his partisans in these bases. He could have used his partisans here to kind of guarantee Baghdad, which is what I probably should have done. But I want to make sure I have the partisans in hand come October for a possible invasion like to Norway or maybe southern France or Italy or something. Well, not Italy, but into maybe take back Gibraltar or something, and I'm going to need the partisans to do that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm in a world of hurt. I get my airdrop back next turn, but I can't really do anything with it, and he gets another factory. Okay, so with the West, I've got 35 left with the British. I've got a lot of things that I need to reset as far as sorties and stuff go. So, yeah, I think we're done. We've pretty much done everything we can do. I mean, yeah, this was probably a bad idea going into the Mediterranean. I mean, it'll make me feel good. Before the end of the war, I'll probably have taken out Italy and be, in northern Italy. But I don't think I'm ever getting back into France. Quite honestly, I just don't think it'll happen. And the Germans are going to move their armored unit back up here towards the northern countries, the Belgium, Netherlands. It's going to be infantry, infantry, armor in Antwerp, infantry, infantry in Rotterdam and Amsterdam. This garrison will go back towards the north. This other armored unit's going to go to the east to try and slow down the Soviets. And basically, when they want to come back across in this in the near future, they want to come back across into France. It's pretty much going to be go right ahead. Okay. I'm not going to try and stop them the second time. I'll slow them down, but I just need to. I'm playing for time here, and I think by kicking the Allies out there, they've lost the summer to do anything in France. So all they can do is do things in the Mediterranean, which is fine. I'd rather have them playing in the Mediterranean. They're basically a year behind. And the Soviets are going to have to carry the load here. We're going to see what they can do. So done here. I don't know that I'm going to declare war, but I better leave it open just in case. Let's do the easy part. Do I have to face down any... Do I actually have to face down an Italian fleet somewhere? I have to face down an Italian fleet somewhere. Oh yeah, there's an Italian fleet over here. We both forgot to do our air war here. Both of us forgot to do our air war at Gibraltar. Oh well. Okay, well, here we go. 2 here. Use convoy. Confirm air escort. Here. Here. Confirm. It's escorted, so they'll say... What? Since it's escorted, they'll say, nope. As long as he escorts, I won't intercept. He goes out without a thing, then I will do it. So I'm just going to make him use up sorties, is all I'm doing. So airplane. Casablanca. Use convoy. Confirm. Escort. Confirm naval path. Same thing. No more interception. This is something the game interface in BGA requires us to do this. We can't, when you're playing with the Vassal module, you can just say, hey, I'm going to escort my convoys for these supply runs. And the Axis sitting there with 4 sorties and 3 sorties on their airplane say, okay, as long as you escort, I won't intercept. You want to run a convoy by itself, then I will try to intercept it. Okay, so if you're always escorting, then they just say, just run up the sorties in the Vassal module, and you get this done a lot quicker. In this game, you actually have to go through the mechanics, and you don't want to say no more interceptions for this phase, because then they can just run their convoys without escort. And you're trying to make them use up sorties any way you can. For American fleets, it doesn't really matter, but for British fleets, it does. So, you just want to get in the habit of always making them have to do that. This guy is going to go supply himself. No. And then we're going to do, which army is this? 1st Canadian. Use convoy. Confirm escort. No. And then, I think it's the 2nd RAF here. 2nd RAF. Use convoy. Confirm escort. Okay, now when we get back to this screen, all the rest of these can be supplied without interception. So all I have to do is do this one. And I'm not going to escort this. I actually want him to intercept me with one of those things. My American sorties are free. So I confirm that. And then the axis will just say, okay, you've forced him to do what you wanted him to do. Use up sorties on fleets. What that does is the American fleets will all be at have one sortie on them so that it'll slightly less effective. And that's the whole point of this. And this convoy is going to do what? I only have one convoy here? Oh, because it doesn't use port. God damn it. I wish he would fix that. Alright, I'm just going to let it do this and then I'll move the convoys next turn. It's really annoying that he does not have Port Zaid being a port. The interface, for some reason, because it uses that to go through the canal, it just won't consider it a port in the Mediterranean, which is dumb. So, just supply them. It's very, very annoying. You put it in Alexandria, it counts. You put it in Haifa, Beirut, anywhere else, it works, but not if it's sitting in that port. All right, so now we got to go to the Soviets. A few people popped in here to see what was going on. Looks like no comments, but so now we got to go into the Soviets, and we got to think: is there a place where I can put the surprise attack marker and make a huge breakthrough and like force the German army to retreat? Yeah, I think there is. I think I made a mistake with the Germans. Yeah, I think I made a mistake here with the Germans. Oh, part of me doesn't want to use a surprise attack marker this turn because he's going to have airplanes next turn. He gets his airplanes up to the front, I can put surprise attack marker down and my airplanes become better. They become +1s. By the same token, I've got some things to do down here. Okay, this one we're going to do because this is a factory. So we don't need to think about this, right? That's a factory. We're taking the factory. Not a problem. Okay, because that'll give me more production points next turn. But Novshik is not a factory. Kiev is. Is there a way I can get to Kiev? The way my armies are distributed right now, it does not look like I can. So the question is do you put a surprise attack marker down like here and try to take out all these German infantry and the Italian and the Yugoslav, just try and eliminate this chunk of army? Or you could put it here on this armored unit and try and get rid of this chunk of army up here. Because I have 2 armored units, I can get, multiple airplanes there without a problem. If I use a surprise attack marker, then he's not going to have to worry about invasion, so he doesn't have to like garrison Helsinki and Tallinn until like next year, which makes his defense easier. And I could just try to do it without like +5 to +3 and stuff. See, if I get 3 or 4 German armies in this turn, they won't be back until they get rebuilt at the end of August. They'll be at full strength at the end of September. So they'll be back. They'll be the back line. I really don't know. Let's see if I put it here. No, I have to put it here. So I have the plus on. Do I have any heavy artillery? I do have heavy artillery. Okay. I only have a regular armored, 2 guards, shock. All these guys are down here, and then up here I've got 2 guards, tanks, shock, and these guys. Really don't have the right concentration to make an offensive really work. But I think what we're gonna try and do is we're gonna try and do it here. We're gonna go for the surprise attack marker right now. We're gonna drop it here. We're going to try to break through this way. All right, so to get this started, we're going to have to probably go with this armored unit first. Right. Okay, so we're going to move here. We're going to attack here. We're going to use this airplane. Germans can throw in a tanks. Right now they've got a retreat route. A +6 to +2, and he can keep coming after me with multiple hit points. Now I'm just going to let this one go. I only got 1 tanks marker. If I use it up now, then I can't have it to commit anywhere else. So I'm going to not commit. He rolled a 2, I rolled a 5, so nothing happened. Comes at me again. It's that same airplane. Yeah, same concept. So I'm retreated. Guard's tank army is not getting what it wants. So it's going to attack here. Use that same airplane, so he's +6. So we got 3 movement points remaining. I think this is the place to do it. I'm going to use the tank here. And it didn't help. I rolled a 1. So he's eliminated, which is what I wanted to see. I think I want to go after the Italian to get across the river and get the heck out of the way of being able to attack other things, right? No, I need to have, I need to have that cleared, and I need to have this cleared. Damn. I don't have enough units to do what I want to do. No, I think I want to go after the German. Oh, what is that? The 8th Army is just retreating. But I think I'm going to go ahead and move. No, I don't need to move into that space, do I? Can I just stay there? I don't know if I want to go here or just stay put. I think I'm just going to stay put. Not sure about that. This guy is going to attack here. He's already at +3 to -2. I think I'll just go there. This is not the place to use a ground support, I don't think. Yeah. because even a retreat failed that one. So we take this, then I think we move here, attack here, throw in a tank, and the last sortie on that airplane. So I'm +6 to +2. Yes, got a good die roll. Okay, so now I can move here and attack this way. And so I'm +2 to his +2, 3, 4, 5, 6, +6 to +2. All he ever gets is retreats. All right, he's going to retreat here. Then he's going to go ahead and advance and then attack once more across the river, but only at +3. Or do I want to go after the para? Maybe I want to go after the para. Since I've only got, you know, very few movement points, I'm going to go after the para instead. And I'm just going to use up my assets down here. The whole point of this is to make this work. So +6 to +3. And I got to retreat. So he's out of there. We're going to stay in our space. We're happy where we're at. So we're done. All right, so we cleared out, what do we do? We got 2 German infantry here. Not as much as I was hoping for so far. We can probably take Kiev. I can attack him with +3, 4, 5, 6. So I can attack him with 6 that way. Could take the shock army after the Italians. He'd be +2 to 0 because the Italians don't have anything left, right? Yeah, that was a mistake on my part. I shouldn't have used the tank down there. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's one attack. I try to go ahead and get Kiev right now. So that'd be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minus 2 +6 to +3 +7 +8 to +3. Yeah, I guess we're gonna go for it. I might regret this. We're gonna go here. We're gonna call for an assault. And don't think the shock army. No, he can't get there, so not him. We have to take this armored unit to go here and assault. But declare the assault. We're going to throw in the aircraft and the heavy artillery so that we're +8 to +3. That should give me a good chance of taking Kiev. Yes. So he's retreated. I think I'm actually going to come off the rail line here. And then I'm going to take it with this tank. Okay, so there's something. Kind of running out of things I can quote-unquote kill. Well, I guess we'll have this guy come in here. Actually, let's undo you. Let's undo you, and let's get this damn airplane someplace useful. I need to get this airplane up here, because I got all these sorties. I need to use them before the Germans show up. Alright, this guy is going to go in here. He's going to attack the Italian. He's going to use this airplane. Whoa. Whoa, whoa. 5-1. Ooh. Well, that was totally unexpected. Very happy about it, but that was totally unexpected. I can attack the armored unit. Breaking the river line all over the place. And possibly bagging these guys at Depnostric. Yeah, I think we'll... He's a +4. I can become a +5, which would only force a retreat. But yeah, if I can get a retreat, it's important. Let's do this. +5 to +4. Can I get lucky? Nope. Didn't think so. Yeah, pushing armored is not an easy task. Okay. These guys are not in the bubble. This guy is. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's try it this way. Attack this way. Defender retreat. So now I got to make a decision. If I retreat like you would think this way to protect lines, right? Then he can move here and have an isolation on my armored unit. I've got 2 more fair weather turns to deal with. I'm going to rail an armored unit over here into the south here. Do I have the armored unit just... The armored unit might hold. Or if not, it's going to draw all of his attention to killing that 1 armored unit, which might let my infantry live. But if it fails, then he swoops in behind my infantry. So it's kind of counterintuitive, but I think I have to retreat there to prevent the isolation. And then we attack again. Stop. Use this airplane. And we get a no effect. So attack him again. Use this airplane. Commit. No effect. So the Germans hold. The Germans hold, the Germans hold, the Germans hold. I really wanted to take that hex. If I could have forced him to retreat, then the armored would have been isolated and I could have had a chance to get him flipped to maybe take him out. But it's not going to happen. All right. I'm down to 30 points. Before I do any more in the south, I'm going to try and do some stuff here to mess with his supply lines and things. But I want to make sure I get off a couple of attacks up here in the north. Because I have armor up here that I really should be using. Armored and shocks. I think we got to move this airplane up to the front. And let's start here. See how the second shock army does. It's a defender retreat. So he's going to go back into the woods. I could go after him in the woods, or I could come down here and try and get this infantry unit, which is what I think I'm going to do. So I'm not going to go into the woods. I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to attack this guy. German army is holding. Quit holding. You're supposed to die for me. Nope. So German army held there, which is not good for me. So we got to keep coming after him. This is the thing about the Soviets. A lot of times it's just how many times can you roll the die? You know, it's only +3 to +2 now, but all I need is 1 DR. There. That's what I needed, because now I can attack him at +1 to 0. Saving my Air Force. And finally get enough. If you roll enough dice, you'll get the DRs that you need. So I can move here, and that lets me move over here for free. And then this guy, where are we at? Shock Army. Try and go this way. Three, 4, 5, -1, +4 to +2. So I guess we use this tank. No, we don't want to do that yet. Got to do this in the right order. This guy is just going to move to here. And stay put. And this guy moves up here. Attack here. Let's up this airplane. So I'm +4 to +2. I get a retreat. Now I got the same problem. If I don't retreat next to the armored unit, he gets isolation, and he's going to keep attacking me to try and gain an isolation to kill that armored unit. But I do have to try and keep him alive. So we're going to go here. And now he's got a couple more attacks to try and get me to retreat. No effect. And can I hold the forest? Can the 14th hold the forest? No, we cannot. It was disrupted even. Alright, I don't actually need to take that hex. And if I can get rid of the armored unit, I might be able to get this 1, 2. I might get one more attack on that infantry unit from this shock unit, or this guy here. Alright, so we're going to actually stay where we're at. This guy's going to move here and then attack the armored unit. We're starting at +5. We're going to throw in the airplanes so that we're +7 to +4. Trying to get that retreat early. No effect. And do it again. Use up the airplane. Ah, we got the retreat. That's what I wanted. Because now I'll be +5 to +2. Confirm the attack and commit. And we got him. So we can take this. We only have 1 movement point with it, so we can't really go anywhere, but better to have a straight line than not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He only gets 1 attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I only get 1 attack here. Actually, I can get 2 attacks, I guess. So we are making our breakthrough. The German army's going to be scrambling to try and fix itself. Although I've used up almost all my aircraft to do it. So I would be 0 to 0. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go here. I'm going to attack here. So I'm +1 to 0, just trying to get a retreat. And I don't get anything. What am I down to? I'm down to 20, so I only have basically 5 more movement points, or roughly, because I want to get my airplanes back up. So I think I'm going to have to come down here and try and do the diagnostic thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So this guy moves here. He's going to declare an assault. He's going to declare an assault. I'm going to throw the tank in. Start with this guy, so we're a net of +3, and we'll throw in another airplane, so we're +5 to +2. We did get a retreat. Oh God, what do I take it with? Guess I take it with the armored unit. So I'm not going to get an airplane back. That's all right, I have a guy to build anyway, so. Yeah, I guess I take it with the armor. And then this infantry unit is going to move to here. Oh, no, he's not in supply there. Oh, nope, not in supply there. Stop it. He's just going to move to here. You know something? Screw it. I need to get this so that this infantry unit can't leave. Actually, I could actually do an assault there, couldn't I? One, 2, -1, be +1 to a +2. What the hell? Let's try. I didn't even use my partisans here. So, oh, I can throw an airplane in there. Let's go to +3, +2. See if I get a retreat and make him flip. Nope, just got stopped. Okay. So there I'm done. I got 12 points left. That'll be 4 airplanes. I'm kind of scattered out. Didn't get this armored unit, but he is isolated, so he's going to have to bust his way out of there. And as far as airplanes go, probably the 4 6s will come down to 4s, and I'll leave this guy at 5. We pushed a bit in the north. We did manage to take out 1, 2, 3 infantry and an armored unit, so that's good. The north is very fragile right now, and the south isn't much better. So the Germans are going to have to do sort of a wholesale retreat and reset their lines next time. All right, I'm done with the Soviets, I think. Yeah, I don't think I'm not gonna eliminate anything. I like where everything is right now. Hopefully everybody's in supply. Mess up my supply lines. Yes, I did. Voluntary elimination. This is where the Germans get to think about, is there something we should just get rid of here? I don't think so. I've got 20 points. You know, most of my aircraft have got to be heading towards the east, so we're not going to eliminate anything at this point. The British... Is there anything I wanted to get rid of? Not really. Not at this point. So, okay. Italian replacements, they've got 10. So we were going to do... Do they have anything to build? They don't have anything to build this turn, so 3 and 6. And I do need to bring up a fleet. Where are my fleets? So I was thinking I'd bring up this fleet over here. So yeah, we're going to make that fleet better, just to mess with the Allies. Now the Germans have 20. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have 2 guys and 7. So if they go the 2 infantry units, right, and then this airplane, oh, undo that one, this airplane, Luft Reserve airplane, that's 9. Who's this airplane? This airplane, so I can try and defend myself. Now the question is, do I care about the airplane in Norway? I don't think I do. I just want it to sit there and give me the +1. I can't afford to keep all my airplanes in place. I've got 6 points left. I do have a garrison to build, but I don't think it's crucial because I'm going to rail armor over there. I'm going to need to build the garrison over here, so I can do that at the end of August. So I'm thinking this helps me stop up the bombing campaign. And this might help me in the Mediterranean for right now. And that's what I'm going to do. Alright, I did the British. I did the Italians. These guys don't have anything to flip, so we're okay. So we're done. Here comes the easy part. American, 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 American. Did I have something up here? Oh, I'm an idiot. I meant to bring the... Well, it doesn't matter because I don't have anything to do with the 9th at this point. The British have 35. Yeah, Bomber Command keeps his airplane busy. RAF, RAF. Fighter Command? Let's see if we need to do Fighter Command. Definitely need to do all the convoys. What have I got left? 13? Well, that'd be all my fleets. So let's do Med Fleet, Home Fleet, and Force H. I guess them all to zeros now, so I don't have to worry about them in the future. Well, not all. The Med Fleet only goes down to 2, but that means I only have to do Med Fleet next turn, and I can do everybody else too. Yeah, so I'm done. The Soviets, they only have 12, so they're just going to do the ones that are all 6s and leave the one guy with 5. German Air Force is probably going to come and just shut down my Air Force, so that's why I wanted to use that surprise attack marker when I did. I've discombobulated the German line. It can reform itself, but it will reform itself further back, probably not even being able to really hold the Duna. And I've definitely broken the Dnieper in severely enough that he's going to have to seriously think about falling back to almost the Dniester. I'll fall back in front of that, and in September we'll be fighting over the Dniester. In October I'll be going into Romania, which is what the Germans want. Same thing up here. The Germans want you to be fighting along the Duna and the Minsk line here in August, and in September we're fighting in Lithuania to Brest, and then in October we're in Poland. Because then it becomes one line at a time, and with my many production points, he has to take every city. I only have to hold him like 1 hex row a turn through the winter, and then even if he has a huge summer breakout, he's not going to be able to get to all the cities. But pretty good breakout for the Russians. They did okay. Did not get distracted trying to go for Turkey or Finland. Those are just garrisoning pieces right now, and it's like it's all out to head towards Germany. That's what you have to do. And now the German Air Force is going to arrive and start taking away my offensive potential, pretty much. Okay. So that takes care of that. I may upgrade. I'm going to hold off on that upgrade. Because I think that's the last upgrade I get, right? Where's my... Let's Let's go look at the chart. I think that's the last upgrade I get. I don't get any. No, I get another upgrade in 45. So I could use this one now. I'm not sure where I should put it, though. Where do I need it? Do I need it up here? Do I need speed up here, or do I need speed from the middle? Maybe speed from the middle, because it can kind of go both ways. Yeah, let's... And who do I take off as the other one? That's the question. Who's the second army to be removed? I guess the one behind Leningrad. So let's replace him with the 11th Guards, and we'll take him off as the second one. All right. Germans can't buy anything, so they're done. Soviets can't buy anything, so they're done, because we don't have any points. End of turn. Everything gets advanced up. I thought I skipped the declaration of war. I thought about it, but no, I don't think so. So that's it. We're going to go into August next time. Hope you liked this. Yes. Roman Alonso asked, what is the mistake you said you made with the Germans? In the north, up here, and also in the south. I tried to defend a little too far forward, and I didn't have the right reserves behind. So one or the other was going to give, but I had the German armored here in the front line, and he should have been behind. I should have had an infantry unit up there to die, so that the armored unit could help plug the line, because now I don't have an armored unit in the north. And the one armored unit I have in the south is going to have to try and bust his way out next turn. So the mistake I made was this line in the north, I didn't have the right reserves set up properly. I was too far forward. I should have been back like a hex row, at least, up here in the north, so that he couldn't have gotten those couple of infantry units that he trapped here. He had one here that he trapped because this guy was holding the river line, and so he can go anywhere. So enough retreats, and he died. Same thing with the armored unit, enough retreats, and he died. So those were the mistakes that I was making. I did not leave myself proper retreat routes. And that's basically, you just have to pull the line back an extra hex row, and that wouldn't happen, because then he couldn't get enough push forward to surround you. It's not devastating. It just makes the Russian breakthrough a little bit easier here. Now they've got a couple free weather turns to try and come and pound on me, and so that's why I'm sending the German Air Force. I've kicked the west out, and now the Germans have to, redress the east and try and hold out here as long as possible. They're going to lose the 11th here because he's not going to be able to get out of that trap here. So he's going to be sacrificed. We're going to see if this armored unit can break himself out, get some German infantry back here. Probably going to have to sacrifice a couple of, like a Romanian and a Yugoslavian, to slow down the Russian offensive in August, so that in September I'll have the German army properly deployed and able to slow down the Soviet army. We'll see. The hugest mistake I made was with the West in committing the entire British army to the Mediterranean, which means their air power couldn't help me when I was in France or any of that stuff. So yeah, that was a problem, and also the fact that the entire German Air Force was pretty much in the West. I mean, for all intents and purposes, they had like 4 or 5 airplanes they could throw in. So, I mean, they can do a lot of damage with that many airplanes against even the Western Allied aircraft. And I don't have all my aircraft in England, which is what you usually need in order to make Overlord work. So, yeah. The real trick is going to be if I can hold out with if I can form a line with the Germans and slow down those Soviets for a couple more turns until we get to poor weather, then I would say the Germans have pretty much won the game. If the Soviets can somehow continue this breakthrough and get well into Romania and Poland before the poor weather, by the end of September, if they're in Poland and Romania, then it's not so certain. The only thing that is certain is that the Germans are not going to be worrying about the West, because there's nothing in France. They want to go take Norway, okay. They want to try and take out Italy, okay. That's going to take them a few turns to engineer all that. So, okay, I really don't care because those things are too far away from Germany for me to try and defend at this point. France is the only thing I need to defend. All right, so yeah, this is it's really hard when you're playing yourself because you know the traps that you're trying to set for yourself, and then like in my case, I was just like, oh look, I succeeded at Suez, and then I got carried away and went bonkers trying to retake the Middle East, and it's like, but it's early 44, boy, you need to not do that. You take Suez, hang on to it, take Basra, and then get the defend this for a little bit, and then get these guys back to England so that you can actually mount proper invasions, into southern France and all that. And I got carried away. I was thinking it was 1943, and I was just bouncing around going crazy. But it's not. I mean, you're behind. So. All right, guys. I will probably be scheduling up another stream tomorrow morning. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it tomorrow morning or Saturday morning or both. But I need to catch up with everybody on this. I've been away for quite some time. So, yeah. So this is Unconditional Surrender. We are using the Board Game Arena module. So it's a very good interface, especially for learning the rules. It won't let you forget to do something. As you saw when I was doing the supply for the West, sometimes it's annoyingly adhering to the rules because, you want something to specifically happen, and you know that in a over-the-board game or in the Vassal module, you can just agree verbally that that's what we're going to do, and we just change the numbers, and then we're done. But it goes a little faster that way. But this guarantees that you will know the rules for the most part. There are a couple things still with repatriation, I think, is still having some problems. But just don't get yourself in that situation. You won't have to deal with it. All right. Yeah. Until we meet again, stay safe and bye-bye.